You've got a question? He's got the answer.
All right, we're back, and it's time for the segment of the show where I answer your questions. So if you got a question that you'd like me to answer on the air, you can ask your question in several ways. First, you can email us at Talk@OnTheMoveShow. Of course, you can call us at 619-924-0986. You can also post your questions on our Facebook, facebook.com/OnTheMoveShow. You can tweet us at OnTheMoveShow. And when you do tweet, make sure that you include the hashtag AskMack. All right, so, if you do all these things or one of these things, I will try to answer your question on the air to the best of my ability. And with that said, we have a listener who's asked us a question. James King asked us on Facebook, what is my comment or understanding of the UN Agenda 21? All right, so those of you who aren't familiar with the Agenda 21, it's a UN agreement that was brokered in 1992 at a UN conference on environment and development. And it was held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. All right, so this is a conspiracy theory that a lot of people have out there, and it very well may be accurate, and I'm not really commenting necessarily on the authenticity of Agenda 21, but here's my understanding of the conspiracy theory of Agenda 21. It's supposedly going to create human-free zones in the United States and in the world and consolidate the human populations of the planet into densely populated areas. It uses the environmental movement to basically seize control slowly, and it hijacks our educational system as well, basically indoctrinating our children and dumbing them down, allowing the usurpation of power within the following generations, basically. So it implements population control and measures to lower the population to a more sustainable level. And I'm using quote fingers here, everybody, quote, air quotes. And let me just point out, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy factist. There are things that are a matter of fact, and they really are conspiracies. Some people actually do plot and scheme to take power away and give it to themselves. The bottom line is I haven't actually done enough research on Agenda 21 to really know if it's real or not. I know the theory, and I mean that's the beauty of a conspiracy theory, is that if it wasn't a theory, if it was fact, you'd be able to prove it, which it wouldn't be a theory at that point. So, all that I've heard about Agenda 21 is what people have said and opinions based on YouTube videos and Facebook posts, and you guys know how those are. I haven't actually seen authenticated government or UN documents. I haven't seen this stuff, so I can't really say if Agenda 21 is real or not. But, if it is real, obviously I'm against it. But here's the deal, all right? If it is real, then it's using movements that I'm already opposed to. It doesn't really matter if I believe in Agenda 21 or not, because I'm a critic of the global warming movement. For me, I understand that it's a power grab. I understand that, these elitists are basically trying to force us to live our lives in a way that they themselves would never live their lives. They themselves are flying around the world in private jets, producing more carbon. And let's be clear, it's carbon dioxide. The green movement has basically changed the game. They started referring to carbon dioxide as carbon because it sounds more dirty. All right? They want you to believe that it's dirty. Carbon dioxide. I am producing a crapload of carbon dioxide right now as I'm talking. All right? It is not a pollutant. It has never been a pollutant. In fact, it is a staple of this planet. We have to have carbon dioxide in order to feed plants, which will then produce oxygen. So carbon dioxide has never been a pollutant. It's never. But they've changed the definition. Now it's classified as a pollutant, and it's this green movement. And let's be clear, all right? If you look at the atmosphere, and I'm stealing this from Mark Levin. Got to give credit where credit is due. Hat tip, Mark Levin. If you look at the gases in the air in the world, and you imagine them as seats in a football stadium, if you had 10,000 seats in a football stadium, 2 of those would be carbon dioxide. 2. And we're doing all of this stuff trying to to basically change our way of life, and every single thing that is being imposed on us from the EPA and this government, and they're killing coal. And you know, coal still turns on a lot of lights in this country, everybody. You can't get rid of coal. But we're doing all this stuff trying to eliminate carbon dioxide. They're trying to reduce our emissions 30%. 30%. And they're killing coal in the process. They're killing jobs. They're destroying the economy, regulating the crap out of every aspect of our life and industry, making us uncompetitive in the global market. And we're doing all of this to eliminate and reduce 2 out of 10,000. Think about it like that. I mean, it's really nothing when you think about it. This is a power grab. This is about money. Look into the Chicago Carbon Exchange. Obama's fingerprints are all over it. It's crony capitalism. It's a fixed system. People are standing to make a lot of money over this system. Global warming or climate change, however they want to do it, it's all cooked books. And I'm not saying that the Earth is not getting warmer. What I am saying is that it's not a serious issue like they're trying to make it be. The Earth has natural cooling and warming cycles that it goes through, and we may perhaps be in a warming cycle, or we may not. But either way, it is really presumptuous to think that we as a country can do anything about the temperature of our planet based on what we're doing. And it's really presumptuous to think that we can fix the whole world. Obama can't fix our healthcare system. He can't even have a website that can run. Really, I mean, that is the biggest answer right there. Look, why would we trust somebody to fix our planet when this person can't fix a website? This person can't run healthcare. This person can't run our country. He's running it into the ground. So it's really presumptuous that anything that this man will do will fix anything. You know, I'm against the government being involved in our children's education. I don't think we need them. I think we can do it better, like I said earlier. I am for property rights. And, I'm against property tax, honestly. Property tax, I think, is the biggest sham ever. Think about it. We don't own anything anymore. Our founders, the founders of our country, they strongly believed in property rights. That was one of the big things that come in here, because you couldn't own property. Only the elite could own property in Europe. I mean, it's a big deal to our founders. But now we're paying property tax, and we never truly own anything. You don't own it. You're just renting it from the government. At any point, they can come take it back with things like eminent domain. You don't have a choice. They take it. And they'll take it for stupid things, too, not even necessarily things that are required. Eminent domain is where it was basically supposed to be only when they needed it for extremely urgent services like roads. If they wanted to build a highway, they would take a parcel of your land and pay it for you. I disagree with that already. To begin with, you violated that person's property rights. That private property is very, very important. However, now they're doing it for things like casinos, because it'll bring jobs. Hey, that's important, right? Jobs are important. We'll take your land and put a casino there. Or, even something like a hospital. A hospital is important, yes. But can't we find another place for it? Instead of actually stealing property from somebody, coercively taking it, can't you find a solution to make it work without doing that? Can we just all agree that coercion is a bad thing? That forcing someone to do something against their will is a bad thing, whether or not the government does it or just anybody does it? Because let's be clear, I think we all know that people coercing some other people to forcibly do something that they don't want to do is a bad thing. But now it's okay when the government does that. When government forces people, that's okay. Let's just be clear, everybody. The government is people. It is people. So what you're saying is it's okay for people to force people to do something. That's what you're saying. And that's just not true. It is a bad thing to allow people to coercively take from another person. That's stealing. That's called theft. I am against big government, and I fervently believe that the government which governs best governs least. That's Thomas Jefferson. The fact is that you don't have to believe in Agenda 21 to oppose it. You don't. Every time I speak about individual freedom or personal responsibility, small government, the free market, I'm in fact speaking out against Agenda 21 if it actually exists. So, everyone tries to belittle conspiracy theorists for their beliefs. I don't agree with that. I don't like throwing people under the bus, especially, a lot of these people are on my team. They're on our teams. If you don't believe in the same principles of freedom, if you actually believe that, for example, all right, if you believe that 9/11 was an inside job, you may be, in disagreement with me, or you may be a little out there, but I'm not. The fact is, we believe in the same principles of freedom. We believe in the same kind of policies of like small government. As long as you don't want to infringe on my liberties or anyone else's, I don't have any problem with you having a conspiracy theory. Go on with your bad self, man. Have that conspiracy theory. You're entitled to your opinion, and I have no problem with you. And I have no problem calling you an ally in the fight for freedom as long as we're turning that dial in the same direction. It really doesn't matter. You can be, pretty far out there, and that's fine. More power to you. But anyway, I just want to thank James King for joining our conversation and for getting on the move. And again, if you have a question that you would like to ask and you want me to answer it on the air, please let us know. You can ask it in several ways. Email us at talk@onthemoveshow.com. You can call us at 619-924-0986. You can message us on Facebook.com/OnTheMoveShow. Tweet us at OnTheMoveShow. And when you tweet us, make sure you include the hashtag AskMack.